Ukulele Lady there, an atypical howly song to show off what I think is a very nicely made ukulele in the Hawaiian style. And the main reason I say it's in the Hawaiian style is because it's made of Hawaiian Koawood, or acacia koa, to give it its technical name. This firm made this very small guitar firm, and but they've obviously done the homework well. It's called Vinyard. Never heard of it before I bought this ukulele. This is made in the style of a Martin 5K in as much as it's got some nice pearl bordering, but it's very fine, it's very restrained, and the main features that I'm going to point out in a moment is the beautiful Koawood from which it's made. I'm going to show you the peg head first, which is a very sort of dark mahogany style. It's still koa, and it's got some beautiful inlay around the edges and the little V for Vinyard. While I'm up in that neck of the woods, we'll look at these rather plain Jane but effective so-called non-slip pegs. I say so-called because you have to usually do quite a bit of fine adjustment with them before they do the job of moving but then staying put where you want them to be. Very simple restrained inlays on the fretboard, and no markings on the side to tell you which fret you're at. It's a very thin fretboard made of rosewood. Nice traditional rosewood bridge. Now we're in that neck of the region, we can just caught a glimpse of the atypical grain of the wood. There we see a beautiful flower. Unfortunately it's only mostly on one side of the top there, but if I turn this over, you'll see it's got an absolutely magnificent back on it, if I can get the light right. And because whenever I do these videos, the light always fails on me. I'm trying to get a good position at the moment. So as you can see, the wonderful flower in the grain on the back of this ukulele. It's a little bit more restrained on the side. But it's a beautiful piece of wood, or beautiful pieces of wood put together by people who know what they're doing. And I played that very simple song to start with, just to show off its, what I would call, typical tone. It's a very sort of mellow, plummy sort of sound, with plenty of volume if you want it. But to get down to cases, why I bought this particular ukulele in the first place was because it was described as an Electro acoustic model, and as you see here, I've got it connected to a lead. And to show off the fact that this, warts and all, I would say that the reason I'm selling this ukulele is because I don't like the pickup, or the setup of the pickup, or basically the tone that the pickup makes. And to just to show you this, I'm going to run it through an amplifier with the usual kind of settings I use to reproduce the same kind of a tone, but at a slightly louder volume when I amplify a ukulele. And that is, I roll off all the treble, have about 3/4 of the dial I devote to middle, which is the best control to get an acoustic sound, and just a little bit of perhaps 1/4 of the dial for bass. but no treble at all. Now that's the setting I've got on this amplifier, and I'm just going to switch it on here. And now, where does all that treble come from? I've got it totally rolled off on the amplifier. And the best description I can give of that, it sounds like a rusty razor. It's so raw. And the only way I can get rid of this is to get quite an expensive EQ pedal. This is a Boss equalizer GE7 model, and roll everything off, all the treble off on all the settings. And now if I do that, I've got what I call an acceptable tone. Even so, it's still got a little bit of edge on it there. So the thing about this is, switch that off and we're back to that horrible sound of if I were to strum this, the expression comes to mind when people started using transducer pickups on guitars. It was, oh, it sounds like a rusty bird cage. Well, that applies in this instance. So I really don't want to be bothered with faffing about with too much with graphic equalizers or the settings on my amp, bearing in mind that I've got lots of other instruments that I amplify, that I don't want to do a total reset every time I change for one ukulele. So if you like that sound, or you don't mind that sound, or you're prepared to put it through a graphic equalizer to mellow it down a bit, this has got a fine powerful pickup in it. But if like me, you don't like that, well, you'll avoid this like the plague, or perhaps you'll like it enough just to buy it as an acoustic instrument. Excuse me, on the aftermath of the seasonal flu. So what can I say? I've showed off the beautiful wood it's made of, and the workmanship is beyond reproach, and I think the acoustic tone is atypical for a Koawood Hawaiian ukulele. So I think it's got enough going for it. I'm just going to play something else simple, and in this instance I'm going to do it to try and show off the playability of the fingerboard, because it's got quite a nice action. And if it goes amiss, it's down to my playing, because I can't play as well as I used to. He's a little bit of blue Spanish eyes to play us out. I hope you like this enough to perhaps offer a bit on it. Okay, Vinyard, Soprano. Bye now.